Welcome, fans of crime. Dive into the mysterious realm of the Zodiac Killer's codes. Join us as we solve perplexing riddles and decipher eerie messages that have perplexed investigators for decades. Are you up for the ultimate mystery test? Subscribe now and join the fight for the truth. Can you decipher the mysteries of the Zodiac? Let's work together to uncover the mysteries. The Zodiac Killer performed a sophisticated game of cat and mouse from the late 1960s to the early 1970s. The serial killer, whose identity has not been revealed, made over 20 written messages to law enforcement and the media. Among the letters were 4 ciphers, a series of coded communications intended to mock police and inspire terror in the people of the San Francisco Bay Area. While laymen broke the first Zodiac encryption in a week, it took 51 years to decrypt the next. Then they had 2 unsolved Zodiac ciphers remain, and the messages they contain might aid in the identification of one of America's most prolific serial killers. The Zodiac's ascension. In California's Bay Area, the 1960s were a time of social transformation and counterculture. Hippies flocked to San Francisco amid intermittent violent rallies criticizing war and racial injustice, and stifled free speech, bringing idealistic themes of love and peace with them. But darkness lurked behind the region's flower power optimism. Between December 1968 and October 1969, a serial murderer known as America's Jack the Ripper murdered 5 people and attempted to murder 2 more. In San Francisco, Napa County, Vallejo, and Benicia, he preyed on young couples. One of those killed was taxi driver Stein, who was shot in the head at close range and had his wallet, keys, and a portion of his shirt removed from him. 3 teenagers observed the event and phoned the police, who saw a white guy departing the area. The murderer began tormenting police and Bay Area residents with handwritten letters 8 months into his murdering spree, including various notes written in secret code. Communication from a murderer. The Vallejo Times-Herald, San Francisco Chronicle, and San Francisco Examiner all received virtually similar letters on August 1, 1969. The writer claimed responsibility for many Bay Area killings and threatened to cruise around all weekend killing lone persons in the night if media outlets did not carry his words on the front pages of their publications. The writer sketched a circle with a cross across it at the bottom of each letter as a sign of the Zodiac. Each letter additionally included 1/3 of a 408-symbol cryptogram or cipher, a sort of secret communication in which alphabet letters are frequently jumbled or swapped for other letters and symbols. Several days later, the murderer claimed that the cipher included his identity and sent a follow-up letter. In it, he made fun of the police and the FBI for failing to decode his cryptic message and described himself as the Zodiac. From then on, he was known as the Zodiac Killer. Within a week, schoolteacher Donald Harden and his wife Betty decrypted the Z408, the Zodiac's longest coded message. Betty uncovered 2 cribs, or words or phrases that may appear in the encrypted text, to crack the encryption. In this situation, she assumed I was one and kill or killing was another. Her instincts were right. I like killing people because it is so much fun, the cracked cipher starts. It then goes on to describe how the killer was recruiting slaves for the afterlife while remaining anonymous. Tom Voigt, a Zodiac Killer specialist, inspected the serial murderer's ciphers in person twice, first in 1998 and then in 2017 at the Vallejo Police Department. He is the only civilian ever permitted access to the Zodiac evidence rooms. Voigt explains that Zodiac's initial encryption was simple, akin to the moment in A Christmas Story where Ralphie deciphers a message using a hidden decoder ring. 3 further ciphers were provided by the Zodiac, the Z340 on November 8, 1969, the Z13 on April 20, 1970, and the Z32 on June 26, 1970. The various ciphers' names correspond to the number of letters and symbols in each encrypted message. Following World War II, cryptography became increasingly popular. Hidden communication evolved from a combat strategy to a sort of play for children. The Zodiac grew up in a generation that liked piecing together hidden communications. On December 5, 2020, citizen codebreakers from the United States, Belgium, and Australia broke the Z340, exposing a message promising to send the killer to paradise with slaves but offering no information about the perpetrator's identity. This instance demonstrates the rising popularity of encrypting texts for amusement purposes. The decrypted communication was forwarded to the FBI, who verified their success. Although the FBI is aware of a cipher deciphered by private persons, the Zodiac Killer case is still under investigation by the FBI San Francisco Division and local law enforcement partners. Many people wonder why it took so long to decode a second Zodiac cipher. The 408 code was challenged by the Zodiac Code, a complicated encryption that was quickly cracked by Michael Segrest, an attorney and author of Zodiac Code, Cracked. The Zodiac made the Z340 more challenging by adding more gibberish information and employing more ciphertext symbols for each letter of the alphabet. To read the data, the team that broke the Z340 employed specialist decryption software and intuition, going through hundreds of thousands of variants until a few of words surfaced. David Orenchuk, a software developer from Virginia, assisted in deciphering the message, noting that they discovered one message that had a portion of the solution but was not clear. There were then just 2 unresolved, although considerably shorter, ciphers left. Moving to the story of Zodiac's unsolved mysteries. The Zodiac Killer implied in several of his letters, which ended in 1974, that he had killed more than 30 people, yet police have only been able to link him to 5 fatalities. In addition to the letters and ciphers, he brought bits of Stein's blood-soaked clothing and previously revealed data about the crimes to show the legitimacy of his communications and involvement. Although other suspicions have arisen, the identity of the Zodiac has been a topic of intense mystery and interest in the years after his killing spree. The Casebreakers, a group of retired law enforcement detectives, military intelligence personnel, and journalists, have identified Gary Francis Post as the Zodiac Killer, who died in 2018. To solve the case, the team employed fresh forensic evidence, ciphers, and images from Post's darkroom. The first 2 codes contain the phrases slaves and paradise, which might have served as hints for cracking the subsequent ciphers. Jen Buchholz, a former Army counterintelligence agent, stated that knowing Post's complete name is required to interpret the anagrams. The 340 case's 50-year distraction is finally resolved. Thank you for joining us on this exciting adventure to decipher the enigmatic words of the Zodiac Killer. Did you like solving these puzzles? Stay tuned for more fascinating crime stories and mysteries. Don't miss out on our next investigation. Sign up for more mind-boggling riddles. Remember to like, comment, and share what you think. Let us continue to seek the truth behind history's most baffling situations together. Continue exploring with us.